Hello, welcome back. I've got my quarter two makeup purchases video today. My most recent upload was my quarter two makeup inventory check-in video, so I spoke through all of the numbers for all of the categories in my makeup inventory, and I did say that I had bought a few bits of makeup, so that's what I'm going to talk through in today's video. I'm going to share with you all of the makeup purchases that I made in quarter two, show you what the products are and how much they all cost. I will also just caveat this by saying that most of the purchases were purchases that I probably didn't quote unquote need to make. They were purchases that I wanted to make. I try to really only buy makeup when I run out of things. If I do buy makeup where I have other sort of similar products within my collection, it's a really thought out and considered decision. I do a lot of research before I make a purchase. I look at so many videos, I look at swatches, I look at reviews. I always just try to put in a lot of research and effort into making sure that the purchase I'm making is a good one. But I did go a little bit purchase happy this past quarter. Okay, very first purchase that I made. I have my phone here, by the way, with my spreadsheet on. The very first purchase that I made was on the 1st of April. So kicking off the quarter two makeup purchases on the very first day of quarter two. But this was a product that I had ran out of. I only have one mascara open at any one time. So I ran out of my mascara that I was using and I bought another one. This is the Lancome Lashy Doll, I think it's waterproof, in the shade brown or true brown. I have heard so many good things about this mascara, and I think Lisa Eldridge made this mascara, or she worked with Lancome to make this mascara, and it's meant to be a really nice mascara, and it is. I really like it. The wand is slightly curved, so that helps with getting a bit of lift and curl in your lashes. I feel like it deposits product quite evenly. You can go in with a couple of coats without it being heavy or clumpy or weighing your lashes down. And the shade of brown is quite nice as well. Sometimes with brown mascaras they can be very close to black, but this is a really nice shade of brown mascara. I think this one and the Yves Saint Laurent Lash Clash, the Yves Saint Laurent one in brown, those two are my favourite brown mascaras, and I try to go for tubing options as well because I just don't like the smudging that you get otherwise. I don't like to kind of wipe away at my under eyes because, you know, it's quite a delicate area. But this was my first purchase that I made, and it came to £22.12, and I'm very happy with this mascara. The next purchase I made was on the 22nd of April, came to £19.59, and this was another purchase where I had used up my other product within that category. So I used up the NYX corrector stick, the yellow corrector stick that was in my project pan that I really didn't like for a number of reasons. The shade was all wrong, didn't do a good job of correcting my under eyes, didn't like the consistency, it was too dry, it clung to texture, it didn't blend out nicely, it wasn't hydrating, just really didn't like that product at all. So once I used that up, I went back to my good old faithful Bobbi Brown under eye corrector, but I went up a shade. I usually buy this in the light bisque colour, but I saw a TikTok a little while ago, no idea who it's from now, and she said that in this product, if you go up in a shade slightly, you get a better level of coverage. So I thought, let's give that a go. Went for light medium bisque, and she was right. I feel like the coverage is that little bit better, and I really love this. It's a nice creamy formulation. It's a cream product. You can get your finger in there and like dab it under your eyes, and then the warmth of your skin helps to blend it out. Doesn't completely get rid of your dark circles, but I'm not bothered about that. I just want them to be corrected slightly, and it's so good. I don't think that I will or should stray from this product again. I've bought this countless times in the past. It's a holy grail product for me, and I just love it. So in total for April, those two purchases came to £41.71. Okay, and now we get into purchases where I didn't actually need to make them. These were pretty much all purchases that I wanted to make. So I suppose I'm going to go through phases of being fine, not making any makeup purchases and just being happy with my collection, and then I kind of get this urge to want to try lots of new makeup. So I suppose it's kind of, not that I'm depriving myself, but where I'm going, no I don't need to, I've got options to choose from, I think then the urge to want to try new things just kind of becomes a little bit overpowering, and then I go and buy new bits of makeup. But I don't think that there is anything really in my list of purchases that I regret making. I think I do like everything. So my first purchase in May, this was a month after the Bobbi Brown corrector, the purchase of that. So on the 21st of May I bought 2 blushes. I've been very blusher happy this past quarter. So I bought 2 of these that I saw, and I was absolutely influenced by these. I saw absolutely everywhere on TikTok. Honestly, I couldn't move for a video about these 2 products. So these are the Giorgio Armani Fluid Sheer Glow Enhancers. So they're like a blusher and a highlighter in one, and they are liquid as well, so they're hydrating, they're easy to work with, they're good for sort of people my age and up, where powder blushes can just sometimes not be the most hydrating of options. And I couldn't choose between the 2 colours. I think this shade, which is 11, this is like a bronzy peachy pink shade. I'm going to try and get out a little bit, but you get a decent pump's worth, and where they are sheer, 1 pump per cheek is enough. But that's just a really lovely bronzy peachy pink shade. So this kind of like replaces your bronzer and blusher. It's a 2-in-1 product. Really like that. And then this shade I just thought was perfect for True Springs. This is in the shade 5, and this is a brighter pinkier coral. Yeah, that one kind of blends out a lot more sheer. I've tried them on their own and I've tried mixing them in together, and they are great both ways, but they're just really easy to use. I use a nice big fluffy brush to blend these out, and they just have a beautiful hydrating sheen to them, and where they are sheer, they're really easy to build up and they're really user friendly. And I just think they're lovely. I think these are worth their hype. I do think, however, if these are your only blushes, you could possibly get through these quite quickly, because a pump per cheek, and these are 18 mils. So I do think that you could get through these quite quickly, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because it means that you're using your product. But Giorgio Armani isn't the cheapest of brands. But very happy with these. I'm glad I've made the purchase to buy these, and they came to £45.55. But I said I was blush happy, and of course I didn't stop there with the blush purchases. And on the very same day I made another blush purchase. This came to £35.20, and it's a Westman Atelier blush. I don't know why I've been so into blush recently. Actually, I think I do. It's probably because the blushes that I own aren't really the best like true spring options. I've got RMS Beloved, which is quite bright. I've got Merit Terracotta, which is probably better suited to autumns, and I just don't like how that product doesn't last at all, despite layering it with a powder blusher. And then I've got Vive Pesca, which I like. No problems with Vive Pesca, but it's a powder, so I think I wanted some cream and liquid options in my collection. So I did a lot of research, looked at lots of different brands, and I kind of made myself a wish list, and a Westman Atelier blush was on that list. This is in the shade Coquette. Also, the packaging of this, that's magnetic. It's just so luxe. Looks really expensive. It's Westman Atelier, so it is expensive. I bought this on a discount and this still came to £35.20. In terms of product, you get 6 grams, so it's not too bad. It's a twist up blush, and the shade Coquette is a nice sort of like vibrant pink shade, but it's also subtle enough for everyday wear as well. Really great true spring option. And this is a really beautiful hydrating cream blusher, but it's got decent staying power as well. The Merit Terracotta is a lot more, not glossy, but it has more of a sheen to it than this. It's nowhere near as pigmented, and I think that's why it doesn't last, but this lasts. Really easy to use, and it blends out lovely. Again, another purchase that I'm very, very happy with. I can see why these are very, very popular, and they're a really like hyped up option for a cream blush. Beautiful purchase, really like it. I'm glad I've made that purchase as well. So those 2 purchases for May came to £80.75. I've just had to change the battery, so hopefully we're looking pretty similar to how we left. So we're now into June, and I made even more purchases in June. I made a big purchase on the 6th of June, I bought quite a few things, all coming to £74. And you would think after those 3 blushes that I've purchased that I wouldn't need any more or wouldn't want to buy any more. But you would be wrong, because I bought 2 more blushes. So Say was a brand that I have been wanting to try for quite some time. I've heard so many great things about their products, especially their liquid blushes. These are meant to be one of the best liquid blushes that you can buy. And I had, a few weeks prior, just bought a couple of liquid blushes from Giorgio Armani, but these were on a good discount and I thought, yeah, let's try them, especially because these are such gorgeous True Spring shades. We're in summer and I'm wearing brighter clothes, and I just thought, you know what, let's just try them. So I did. I bought 2 of these, one in the shade Poppy, which I have on today. I'm very quickly running out of hand space, but Poppy is a bright coral shade, so perfect for True Springs. True Springs, you absolutely need coral in your makeup collection. And really nice to blend out. They are quite pigmented, and I did go a little bit heavy-handed today. I think it blended out alright, but not as pigmented as the Rare Beauty ones. So you know with the Rare Beauty you only need a dot and that's it. Maybe like 2 dots for these. So that was Poppy. Hottie I think is one of their limited edition ones, and this is in an orange shade, but it's not a straight up bright orange. It does have a bit of pink in there. So that's Hottie. So we've got Poppy and Hottie, and there is a difference between them. So when I go for a red lip or an orange lip, I will go for Hottie. On makeup like today, where I'm very much in coral pinks, then Poppy would be a better option, and both of them are beautiful. Again, these 2 are a purchase that I am very happy that I have made, and I feel like I've got lots more True Spring options within my blush collection now, whereas previously I really only had Vive Pesca. So now I've got cream, I've got liquid, I've got powder in different shades for True Springs. In that same purchase I also bought another Say product. This is a mini. This is the Glowy Super Gel in the shade Warm Glow, but I haven't tried this yet. Not sure why I haven't, but I've not. I think I'm gonna try this as an all over face product to provide a bit of, as the name suggests, glow and sort of radiance to my skin, but also try it as a highlighter as well. And Warm Glow just sounded like the right option for me as a True Spring, but I think there are 4 shades in total that you can choose from. So yeah, not yet tried this, so I don't have an opinion on it, but I will hope to try it soon, and then hopefully this will be another purchase that I'm happy with, because again, I've heard really great things about this. So like with blushes, where I felt like I was lacking in options for True Spring shades, I also felt similar for my lip liners. So I think I had just 4 lip liners, 2 of which aren't really True Spring shades because they're the Lisa Eldridge lip liners in 1W and 2W. They're still quite kind of muted, fairly kind of neutral in shade, even though they're meant to be warm. And then I've got Kiko and one from Rimmel. Those are 5 for True Springs. One is like a bright kind of orangey coral, and the other one is suitable for my warm reds. But I felt like I needed an actual warm pink, so I bought a Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat lip liner. I did previously have one of these in the shade Iconic Nude, but I decluttered it, but I really liked the formulation. And I'd heard that Pink Venus was a really great option for True Springs, and it is, because it's a really nice warm pink shade. So this goes well with any of my pinks. So Revlon Pink in the Afternoon, those 2 go really nicely together. Je ne sais quoi by Lisa Eldridge. I could also wear a Coral Berry today, but a really lovely colour, lovely formulation as well. Again, another product that I am pleased that I made. It definitely has a place within my makeup collection, and I'm very happy with it. And then the next product within that haul was a product that I suppose I kind of needed to buy. So I used up my ABH Brow Wiz, whatever the brow gel is called by ABH. I used that one up, and where I still had an eyebrow pencil, I wanted a clear eyebrow gel to go with it. But I didn't want to buy a full-size one because I felt like I would still have some of that left after using up the brow pencil. So I bought a mini, and I bought a mini of the Benefit 24-hour brow setter, a product that I've tried a few times before in the past but haven't bought one in a good couple of years probably. And unfortunately it's not as good as I remember it being. I like that there are two sides to the brush, so a slightly shorter side and a longer side, but I remember this being a little more durable. I remember it fixing my brows into place a lot better. So I actually prefer the ABH one for that, but with this one I like that it's a lot more fluid in texture and I don't get any clumping, I don't get any white patches on my brows. So I like how this one looks, but I prefer how the ABH one performs. So I actually don't think that I would buy this one again. But I'm pleased to have tried it, because I think sometimes where you go a long time without trying something, you kind of forget how it performs. And where it's a mini, I can absolutely very easily use this up. So those purchases all came to £74. And then I made two more purchases in June, both were on the 9th of June. Now this product I, again like with the Say blushes, was absolutely influenced by. I've discovered I can't remember her name off the top of my head, oh my god, I will put it on the screen. A British influencer who does a lot of like kind of homely content. I think she's got a cookbook out as well, but her eye makeup always looks beautiful, and she shared what it was, and it's actually a product you can't really get anymore apart from on places like Amazon. I actually ended up buying mine on eBay, and it is the Revolution Glow Splendor Ultra Glow Highlighter in the shade Lit From Within. It is this massive 13 grams highlighter, which she just uses as an eyeshadow. And you can see how huge this pan is. And I actually already have some of this on my hand from my previous video that I filmed. So it's this shade up here. So it's a beautiful, really warm, peachy pink shade. Underneath it is MAC All That Glitters, and I was comparing them in my previous video because I was saying that I'm going to declutter MAC All That Glitters, and the Revolution one is a slightly better shade for me because it's more warm, it's got a little bit more pigmentation to it, and it's got more peach in it, and it's a really beautiful colour. So where I've got green eyes, pink kind of coloured eyeshadow is meant to be a good option. Got a bit of blue in there as well, so the peach from that shade will help to bring out a little bit of the blue, and it's so beautiful. So although this was a product that I hadn't really kind of come across until I saw her video about her eyeshadow, I am also glad that I've made this purchase because it's such a beautiful shade, and where the pan is so huge this is going to last for ages. So yeah, definitely a product I was absolutely influenced by, but I don't regret it. And that came to £9.89. And then my very final purchase, again on the same day, this came to £39. I was scrolling on Instagram and I'd completely missed it because this video was a few days old, but Vive have come out with another Dimension face palette in the shade Solace. And just a little bit of background, I had one of these face palettes a couple of years ago in the shade Dawn, and all four shades, the bronzer, the highlighter and both blushes, were just perfect shades for me. I couldn't have like made at the time a face palette with better shades for me. The highlighter was a light warm yellow gold. The bronzer was again light and warm, nothing too muddy or orange or dark or heavy. And the two blushes, one was a warm light everyday pink shade, which is quite a difficult shade to find in a pink blusher. Usually they're like really baby pink or like a darker, more coral pink, but this was just a perfect everyday light warm pink. And then there was another shade in there which was kind of similar to Pesca, but more toned down, but still warm. And all four shades were gorgeous. They suited me really well. The formulation of the powders were excellent. I always say this about Vive, but their powders are brilliant because they're so easy to work with. They're not like chalky or drying. They're really easy to blend out and build up. Just a pleasure to use. And I finished off that entire face palette. I loved it, but it was limited edition and you couldn't buy it anymore. So when I saw this video that Vive had come out with another one, and looking at the shades inside, I've still got the plastic tab because I haven't used any. These two are the same shades within that Dimension Dawn face palette. This is a new blusher. This is a coral blush with a bit of shimmer. Perfect for Two Springs. Coral, absolutely great shade for Two Springs, and we need a bit of shimmer in our blush, or ideally a bit of shimmer in our blush, so that sounds perfect. And then you've got a highlighter, different shades to the Dawn one, but not too dissimilar. I think this is slightly more gold, but this, I saw this and thought I absolutely have to buy that, and I bought it immediately. Cost me £39. I've not yet used it though, because I think I want to use up a couple of my other blushes, because I know what I will do. I'll start using this and I'll just only want to use this, and then because I've started using it and where I'm a bit of a stickler for use by dates, I don't want to feel like I'm rushed to use this. So I will keep this. Like I say, I've got the plastic tab. I will keep this pristine for now until I've used up some other blushes. But yeah, I just had to buy it. Given how much I love the Dawn one, I saw this and thought that just looks perfect. Nice that these two shades are the same, but we've got a new blusher, we've got a new highlighter. Yeah, it was an absolute no-brainer. So although I've not tried it yet, I don't regret buying it. And I think even when I do try it, I still won't regret buying it. So yeah, I had to. So the total for June was £122.89. And that means for quarter 2, I spent in total on makeup £245.35, which is a monthly average of £81.78. So it's not too bad if you break it down on a monthly kind of basis. I ideally don't really want to be spending more than £100 per month on makeup, especially where I try to only buy makeup that I have kind of run out of. So if I run out of all my mascaras, for example, I'll buy another mascara. Or if I am going to kind of break that, they are considered purchases. So I know, looking at all of it here, that I have bought a lot over the past quarter. I don't regret any of it. Potentially the clear eyebrow gel, but I remember it being better than it was. But everything else I really do like, and I'm such a cheek blusher person and a lip person, so the fact that pretty much most of these are cheek products kind of doesn't really surprise me. But I do understand that this is a lot of products, and I think I do want to kind of rein it in now, not buy anything until I have used up something, because I feel like I've got a lot of options now. I've got 8 blushes in total, so that's lots of blushes to choose from. I've got a lot of lip products, and those 2 categories are the categories where I like to have some variety. So yeah, I think I'm gonna rein it in there. Hopefully there won't really be any or many purchases for quarter 3. Those were my purchases for quarter 2. Quite a lot of purchases, but like I say, I don't regret any of them. I really do like all of them. Granted, I haven't tried 2 of them, but I do like all of them. So yeah, hope you liked that video. Let me know what purchases you have made, if you keep tabs on how much you spend as well on your makeup. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.